Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. What's going on? You read the thumbnail title. It's a Syntakt. The mad lads at Elektron have done it again. They've given us a cool little box that's in a nice little rectangle that is spelled with a T-A-K-T, and this time it's freaking sick as heck. Not that the Digitact or the Digitone were not awesome, but you know, this thing's really rad. This unit is on loan from Elektron. I got it 12 hours ago and I have it for another 12 hours. So yeah, this is gonna be brief, and I'm just gonna give kind of my first impressions, my thoughts on this device. I'm gonna tell you why I'm super duper excited about it, and yeah, so let's get cracking. Let's jam. Okay, so right off the bat, let's talk about it. You got 8 digital drum voices, 4 analog voices. One of those is just a noise though, so it's like 3 analog voices and 1 noise hi-hat machine. And then yeah, they're all machine based, so all 8 of the digital voices can all be digital cowbell machines if you want them to be, and then you can just have a fucking cowbell symphony. Whatever you want to do. Same thing with the analog machines. The analog machines are based off the rhythm machines, but you know, they're in the Digitact context, so they're very different in my opinion. Same thing with the digital machines. They said that they were based off the Model Cycles FM ones, but I feel like I see a lot more character in these machines, and also they all now have dual filters, amp, and the dual LFOs, so you can really push these sounds into absolutely wacky territory. What this feels like to me is, it feels like they're best of the things that they just completely excel at, all smushed into one really awesome little box here. You know, they got a little bit of everything in my opinion. You know, the effects track with its own like sequencer and the ability to, like, you know, just have an extra filter over everything, or a VCA, that feels very Octatrack to me, right? And then the analog voices, they're just like the condensed best parts of all of Elektron's like cool analog voices. The dual VCO has so many different freaking oscillator modes, it's wild, and they all sound great. And then the digital voices, it's right there. It's like all the coolest FM tones and wave shape and wavetable madness, you know, all just right there and accessible for you. So, you know, I feel like this is just kind of a little dash of every little piece of the Elektron puzzle in one box, and I friggin' love it. It sounds amazing. It's really fun to play around with. It's cool to stretch these sounds into something completely unrecognizable, you know, getting percussion sounds to sound like freaking weird bass lines, or like ripping leads, or like noisy just like that. So yeah, I mean, I hope you can pick up on the fact that I'm very excited about this box. It's really great. I'm super duper picky about drum machines. I love samplers, and samplers are, you know, kind of dependent on what you get out of them, what you put into them. But drum machines I'm very tough to please on, because I feel like a lot of drum machines can kind of pigeonhole you into certain sounds, or they don't allow you to like really change things up beyond what the parameters of the drum sounds that they've designed are, you know, which can be fun. But I'm always just like, man, well, if I wanted, you know, 18 variations on the same 10 sounds, I'll just buy 180 samples or make myself 180 samples, you know. But this absolutely like squashes any of that sort of mentality. Like, this is 100% synthesizer with Elektron sequencer, parameter locking, recording, and goodness. And it just happens to be pretty percussion centric and focused. So yeah, it's a joy to play. It's really, really fun. It sounds huge. The digital sounds freaking blowing my mind right now. The analog sounds are just juicy and delicious. The drive on the effects track and the fact that you've just got that master filter that you can just send stuff to real fast. It's just beautiful. It's a really, really well thought out package that they've got here, and I think that it's just ripping. I feel like if you've skipped some of the Elektron offerings in the past, like the Analog Rhythm or 4, because they were, you know, a little bit pricey, I also feel like this kind of just sits right in the middle there, at like $9.99. It's not cheap, okay, but it is a lot of freaking synth, and it's a lot of control too, which is something that I see this as like a super duper capable device. Like, let's say you don't want to use any of the digital tracks, or let's say you don't want to use any of the analog tracks. You can turn those all into MIDI sequencers and then route the input right through here, and then be able to process everything that's coming in all in time, all with that crazy Elektron parameter locking goodness. So I mean, it's so much simpler of a workflow than a lot of other things. It's very, very intuitive. I think the syntakt, the tact tone kind of format makes the Elektron paradigm very, very accessible, in my opinion. It's super duper easy to tell what's going on, and, you know, switching between modes and everything. It's very nice. It's very well thought out. The user interface has a lot of thought that's gone into it. So yeah, on top of all that, it's red, and we like red. And let's point out a few other little details here. So if we're looking at the Digitact here, we'll also notice that, you know, they got rid of the Elektron, which makes it a little bit more in line with their other offerings. You'll also notice, I'll just kind of peep that down here, the lettering is much smaller than this one, which is nice. It's a little bit more subtle, but other than that, you're dealing with it's the same size. The screen is also a nice white LED. I really did love the yellow of the Digitact. I'm not a huge fan of the white, but you know, you can't have everything. I just liked how this one looked like Fallout New Vegas, like Pip-Boy. So I mean, that's just me. Let's have a cut. Okay, so what I want to do here today is just kind of walk through, you know, the first little opening moments with this new machine here, because I know that when something new gets announced, it can be really hard to cut through the noise and figure out what's going on, what actually is it. So I'm going to tell you what I think is really cool and exciting about this device, and yeah, hopefully show you, you know, what it's all about here. So right at the top, we can tell it's a 12-track drum computer and synthesizer. And what this really boils down to is that you have 8 digital tracks, which can all be freely assigned a machine. You know, whatever you want. There's a ton of them in there. And 4 analog tracks, 3 of which function along the same way, where you can assign a machine to just do whatever. There's kicks, snares, claps, and something that I really, really like are these impulse things, because they let you just ping the filter, and that's super sick because the filters sound really good, especially overdriven and thrown through delay. So yeah, and then the fourth and final analog track is a noise generating, cymbal generator, which is pretty cool because it doesn't get much better than just, in noisy analog noise. So, okay, we've got the digital tracks, we've got the analog tracks, and then we've got this effects track. And what the effects track is kind of like a master track that has a sequencer, it's got a filter, it's got an envelope, and it's got this fucking phenomenal drive. And what you can do is freely assign any of the tracks or the reverb or delay or even the input, which is super duper huge. You can freely assign them to this track, and then it just follows the same sequencer grid, and you can put in, little ducking things and kind of control your dynamics. You can assign, certain steps, parameter locked anyway. So it's basically like a 13th additional track that you can use to really control anything, which is super sick. Like your inputs, let's say, would be a good thing to do. And I feel like this is kind of, think of it like an input track from the Octatrack. It's like really that powerful, and it's super duper fun and cool, and it's got this beautiful analog drive and these wonderful, absolutely glorious filters. Like this one is particularly fun. Anyways, okay, so that is what this device is. It is a synthesizer, it's a drum machine, and it's 12 tracks of absolute awesomeness with a 13th track that lets you control whatever you want. And it sounds absolutely great. Okay. But okay, so something I really want to stress is how freaking good these all sound here. These models just sound massive. These machines are freaking amazing. And I'm getting a lot of mileage out of them. So they're based on the model cycles, the FM engines, but I feel like they've really kind of taken them and brought them to the next level here. So on top of having all of the parameters that they're giving you, which usually results in absolutely anything from really subtle changes to absolutely bonkos crazy. Listen to this thing just ringing out. Just oh gosh, it's just a sound that I am really a big fan of. So on top of all that, you've got 2 filters for the digital ones. You've got your standard Elektron filter, and then your nice little bass width bad boy. Woo woo! You've got a full amp VCA, and then on top of that, you've also got. Wait, what is this? Oh, holy cow! You can change up. I didn't even know that. Amp envelope resets. Wow, they're giving you some extra features here. Look at this. I'm literally just discovering these right now. I'm telling you guys, I've had this thing in my hands for 12 hours, and I've not read a manual yet. And then you have 2 LFOs, which are the mirror images of the Digitone and Digitact ones. So you can imagine all the sorts of craziness you get into with those bad boys. These, go up to 2K on the multiplier. So that's FM right there. And yeah. I'm a big fan, man. On top of that, they've done a really, really good job of like having this really, really nice. Ooh, that's just. Listen to that clap. That is perfect West clap right there. But anyways, back to what I was saying. This visual language of kind of like what is going on here, you know, I'm also a huge fan of. And it's really great to see this kind of like come to life on this nice new white OLED screen, or it's just a white color. But like the Digitact had an orange one or yellowish, and I believe the Digitone had the same orangish color one as well. But this looks really clean and nice with the red. But yeah, this is another one that I really like, these animations. Look at this little like blip, blip, and then yeah, listen to the variety of sounds we can get from this clap. Like, that's a clap. And then every single one. So every single one of these, you can just go ham and absolutely, just completely pop off here. And it's fun as heck. And let me tell you something. Ooh, this one has got a little like, whoa, alien. So this is your hi-hat here. And there are a bunch of other machines, like you can kind of, vary it up. But yummy. Okay, so like, all right. Let's just like really quick. Let's do something here. Radio. Yep. Breep. Brup. Brup. Brit. Da. All right. Cool. All right. Maybe something different like this. God, I'm just, as we're working down the line here, we're just getting absolutely messy as heck. Anyways, the real star of the digital show, in my opinion, are the tone generators here, because you've got some really just gnarly sound and stuff. The chord generator has this really nice wavetable, and then you've got a bunch of chords just built in and different ways to voice them. So that's very nice as well. This guy right here, the bits, is my favorite thing so far. So just turn this all the way over here, and then you got yourself a dual oscillator that is also this nice little wavetable with a pulse right there. Okay, so dang, right? You're like, yeah, Alright, and so you can have as many of these as you want. If you want like 3 of these bad boys and can set up polyphony, you can do that. And then you got this bit reduction right here, right? Sample rate reduction. Oh, yummy. Oh, yummy. And then you start to just give that filter something to crunch on like that. Oh my god. And then, of course. listen to that. I mean, just jeepers peepers, yo. Oh gosh, it just sounds really good, man. Okay, anyways. Like, this is like the digital noise oscillator with like sample rate reduction on. So, yeah, this is pretty fun, right? Sounds great. Oh yeah, the toy sound is also very nice right here. Whoopsie daisy. It's kind of like this little, almost like collision-y, like hitty, you know, like hit. Nice. Anyways, so yeah, there are a ton more machines. I don't want to spoil any more of them for you. Also, this is just a quick look, so, you know, go grab one of these bad boys. Oh wait, did you think I was gonna forget to talk about the analog stuff? Because I wasn't. Yeah, this stuff just, I mean, it just sounds good. These are very reminiscent of what you've got going on in the analog rhythm. You know, you've got a bunch of different bass drum engines that, you know, have a little bit of, you know, different kind of characters to them. They sound great. You know, I like this hard snare drum. You know. So yeah, if you're familiar with the analog rhythm machines, these are going to look familiar to you, but they are also going to be kind of different because they'll be recontextualized in the tact format, I guess you could say. So, you know, the controls are going to be a little bit squashed. Well, not squashed. They're just kind of minimalized. And I really like it. It's really immediate, and it makes it so that, like, if you've used the Digitact, approaching this is just, like, really, really fast, really quick, really cool. So, yeah. Also, these... The dual VCO analog engine is out of control fun. It's really, really great. I'm a really huge fan of it, and being able to have 3 for like different sound effects and anything that your heart desires is just really, really cool and fun, and I love it. Wow, this thing is getting a little warm. The analog components, I guess, you know, keep this bad boy a little bit warm. And then you got these little guys over here. So these are really fun. They're kind of like little performance retrigs, or, you know, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, the first one is the retrigger command. And the second one is velocity. And then these two are assignable to whatever parameters are along all of them. So like amp, filter, you know, and a few other ones. But yeah, these are really cool. It's kind of like 16 levels, but 4 levels. So that's pretty nifty as well. It's another it's just an added bonus, you know? I mean, I feel like they were just, you know, like taking laps at this point when they were like, well, we got 8 of these and 4 of these, and then what victory lap, we'll just give them some kind of like, they're almost kind of like scenes on an Octatrack, but like super duper light version of that sort of, you know, functionality, which is pretty cool. You can set like delay levels and stuff, so I mean that's really fun with delay and reverb. But yeah, you get to them by doing these guys, and then yeah, so there's a few different things you can set, you know, pan, reverb, delay. Oh yeah, and LFO, of course. So if you've got a bunch of stuff locked to an LFO speed, these could be really quick ways to change that, or you know, just get some wub wub in there, you know, so that's pretty fun too. One of these new machines I've like fallen in love with is called Carbon. Now let's see what happens. Let's put some of this through here, right? Let's put that. And this. You see, it's kind of interesting, like, what sounds good going through there and what doesn't. Like, that hi-hat sounds great going through there. And then, what else have we got? You know, the snare sounds great, but, I could, the kick is a little bit too much, you know, in this case, but overall, man, very impressive. Very, very impressive. And that bass line is like, that's that Carbon, man. That's that Carbon. And no filter. And hardly any amp. a touch of overdrive. See what I'm saying? They really put a lot of work into these digital machines. They sound huge. They're absolutely versatile as hell. And it's just... Ooh, buddy, it's very, very nice. Very, very enjoyable experience here. On top of them putting a lot of thought into what, how everything is going to work here. And the external mixer is looking very, very nice as well. I can just dream up, using 6 tracks here for something, using 2 for some MIDI stuff, and then running them through here and using this as like a centerpiece of my rig, because you once again also have the ability to, whoopsie daisy, go down here and throw a MIDI thing in, and then what do you know? You got yourself a full-on Elektron MIDI sequencer with an LFO and all of the bells and whistles that you could possibly ever want on a sequencer. So, yeah, it's pretty rapping. Pretty cool. I'm a big fan. Okay, so let's continue on and take a quick little look at what this thing can do. If you want to see more, I made a bunch of videos for work over on the Perfect Circuit channel, so you can go and check those out. We got Mario from Elektron, who really showed some cool stuff, and then we got a performance from Derek Basek, who just absolutely popped the fuck off and just made some really cool sounds and sold me on this device 100%. So if you want to go check that out, links are in the description. You absolutely should see what this thing's capable of. And yeah, so hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm definitely gonna pick one of these up eventually soon, and we'll probably explore a lot more of like fun kooky stuff about that, because I've been really looking for, honestly, a good drum machine that is a self-contained dealio. So yeah, maybe we'll take a look at what building a set on Syntakt would look like, or using them with the Digitakt, using them with the Octatrack. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll dig in later. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys. It really means the world to me.